Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me on the podcast here today. I'm your host, Jared Taylor. Joining me today is a familiar face, but it's been about a year, the CEO of LifeLoop, Navin Gupta. How are you?
Hey, Jared. Thanks for having me back again.
A lot has changed in a year. Tell us what's new? What's new with the company with you?
Yeah, Jared, we could probably spend an entire hour unpacking what's happened over the last 12 months, but maybe I'll hit on three things, right? The first is, our commitment to touching senior lives, right? We're in thousands and thousands of communities. We touch hundreds of thousands of seniors. So the first thing is we've been accelerating sort of adoption in the market where more and more communities are beginning to deploy our solution. And that is advancing of our mission and vision. The second is continuing to innovate, right? I think we're a technology company, we're an innovative company. Very recently, we partnered with some really important organizations, Spiro 100, One Day University, and Wowzitude, amongst several others that provide this premium engagement, premium content that reflects the shifting expectations, needs, and preferences for seniors. And all of that translates into much richer engagement. So just we'll focus on innovation there. And third, and you may not hear many CEOs really talk about it, but really is an anchor and pillar for us, is our commitment to culture and organizational health. And what that really means is we see, if you think about strategy, advancing the mission of a company, we see culture, the how and the what, making it all come together for us. And so we've been clarifying our purpose and our North Star being creating flourishing communities, our vision being a world where seniors live with purpose, passion, and joy, and our mission being where we are creating sort of exceptional care for everyone that's involved within senior living community. So those are the three broad buckets. We are really touching more lives, we're innovating, and we're focused on our culture because we believe that's critical to be able to advance our mission into the senior living space.
And last time you were on, there were two logos, there were two names. Talk us through this right here some more.
Jared, I love how you introduced us as LifeLoop, right? By the way, I love our brand, our colors. Yeah, the two organizations, right? We had, it's never too late. It's been around for over 2 decades. It really created this category called resident engagement. It never existed before, and market leaders in that. And we had LifeLoop, which really emerged as this operating platform, an operations system. And we had customers in both these two categories, both in these markets. But as part of it was we wanted to bring all of these together into a single unified platform. So LifeLoop as the base platform, we were able to take IN2L and be able to deliver resident engagement and operations in a cloud first, device agnostic format back into the market. Now, Jared, you may ask, like, why, Naveen? Why did you all invest this time on bringing these together into a single platform? You'll appreciate this, Jared. When we did a study of 300 senior living companies, right, and said, what do they do? What services do they provide? Some of them were pure technology, some of them were service enabled. 65% of the companies just did one thing and one thing alone. And then you had 85% that did two or three different solutions. If I'm an operator and I'm deploying 5, 10 different solutions into my community, it is very, very difficult to train staff on all of these solutions, keep the systems updated, make sure data is consistent between all of them. We firmly believe the future is a well-established platform that provides all the key services into the needs of what senior living operators are looking for, and that's the journey we're on. Single unified platform, Jared.
And you mentioned obviously senior living communities a few times so far. One of the things that we've been starting to talk about here a little bit more, and we were waiting for this episode to ask this question,
Yeah.
is when you look at these senior living communities, what does it mean for them to flourish?
Yeah, I love the word flourish, by the way, right? And so the Latin root of the word for flourish really has this imagery of bloom or blossom or flower, right? And the opposite of flourish is a plant that's dying, right? And so when we think about flourishing, we're thinking about this environment that's within senior living communities where residents are finding their purpose, their passion, their individuality being expressed in every possible way, whether it's dining or engagement or communication or social connectedness or reduction of isolation and depression, making all of that. You have family members that deeply care about the loved ones that are in their community, and they are flourishing, they are blossoming because they have contact and they have reach into the communities. They understand what's going on within the communities in terms of programming and activities. And then the staff that are in these communities, because it is their personal passion to care for seniors, and that they are finding fulfillment in everything that they are doing there. And technology is a role to play. So our end to end, our North Star is to see communities that are flourishing, that are thriving, and advancing the greater good through all that we do. And so that's what flourishing means to us, Jared.
Now, when it comes to sweeping changes in the landscape with these senior living communities, what are you starting to notice, or what have you noticed in this space happening?
Yeah, I think when we look at it, we absolutely believe senior living is at an inflection point. And Jared, you may or may not know this, but of the 58 million seniors that are here in the U.S., only about 5% really live within communities. But the inflection point is that there is a change that's happening in terms of expectations of seniors of today and tomorrow versus the seniors of yesterday. And those expectations are really centered around, is the emphasis on lifespan or is it well span? Is the emphasis on rehabilitative care or is it on preventative and wellness? Is it really focused on, hey, this is my final chapter of life, or is it on multiple chapters of life where purpose, passion, and joy can be fulfilled? Is it on cookie cutter services that are provided, or are these services personalized? And Jared, we believe in order for senior living operators to really meet the needs and expectations of these seniors, they've got to be on the early side of the adoption curve. They've got to be innovators, early adopters, early majority. And our conviction is those senior living operators that disproportionately invest in technology to deliver this flourishing communities will emerge as leaders within their regional geographic settings. And so I think those are the major changes that are really going on within senior living landscape. And we are really sort of excited to be playing a part in all of this.
And are you seeing that residents and families? I mean, you mentioned flourish a couple times, right? And based on what that word means, like, are you seeing that these residents and families are expecting something more from the communities that they visit and they live in?
Absolutely, Jared. That's not changing. As I articulated, they are expecting more, and they will continue to expect more. And so it's really an opportunity then for, in many ways, for senior living operators to sort of reinvent themselves, partner with the right trusted technology company or vendor or partner in order to fulfill their strategic plans for this. You hear about the silver tsunami, or the tsunami is here already. We're adding 10,000 seniors every single day. Where are they going to where are they going to sort of make their home? Who are they going to choose, in terms of being able to live and sort of age there? That's really what's on the table right now. And here's an opportunity that presents itself.
Tell us, like, what's in the works for LifeLoop this year? Obviously, you already had a huge check mark in this rebrand, and it looks great. That shirt, I mean, that color just is there's a calming effect to your shirt right now. Definitely, I'm digging it. Um, Tell us what else can we expect? What else can you share with us here today in terms of what's next for LifeLoop?
So, Jared, one of the things, and I'll answer that question, is I think the healthcare costs in this country is not sustainable, right? We have more people that have more chronic conditions. We spend a lot of time on restorative care, right? So people that go to the hospitals, there's an episode, and dollars are really spent on that. And there are many ways that we track all of it through Commonwealth or HREs where you have clinical records that are being exchanged. You also have CMS that does 5-star ratings, for example, right? Or there are CAPS based scores where there are different ways to measure how operators and communities are doing in terms of providing clinical care. We need something similar to be able to measure what does the quality of engagement really look like. And so LifeLoop is now working, leading edge of this year, we will launch a first version of what we're calling LifeLoop Insights, which is a way for large organizations or even smaller organizations to be able to see sort of an index or a score that takes all important parameters that are within the communities. For example, what sort of programming is in place, who's attending it, how does this program really match up with the interests for seniors, what sorts of messages are being exchanged, how responsive are the needs from a maintenance or transportation perspective. And there are many other factors that really go into sort of this wellness definition that's there. And we are really excited to be able to bring a solution to market that will be able to bubble up this, but more importantly, create an action plan and help senior living operators be able to deliver to these expectations of these new seniors. And that's really exciting for us, Jared.
Well, I'm excited to continue to stay in touch with you and hear these updates. So we'll have you come back on again as things continue to progress, and we'll talk some more. But wishing you, as always, the best of luck and congrats on all the progress and the rebrand.
Thank you, Jared, and thanks for all that you're doing as well.